Hey guys, Paloma here and welcome to the Bates House. Today I'm coming at you guys with a Dollar Tree DIY planner cover using some holographic items from the Dollar Tree. In these videos that I've been creating lately, I pretty much want to show you how simple it is to think outside of the theoretical bag in this case and create something amazing on a budget. With this planner cover, we are just going to be creating the cover, but you can reference my last Dollar Tree DIY video on how to convert your planner cover into a crossbody bag so that you could carry your summer vibes around with you on the go. I want you guys to understand that everything that I do is using basic supplies, super simple steps. You can recreate these things no problem if you just get down the steps that I constantly repeat in every tutorial. For now, in this tutorial, we're going to be using two holographic Dollar Tree cosmetic bags in this little cosmetic kit, plastic sheets, which are the Dollar Tree chopping mats, a ruler, a blade, Dollar Tree double-sided tape, and some beacon adhesive with Dollar Tree hole punch and a punch guide for your planner. Don't forget, Dollar Tree does sell the mini notepads with the discs, so you can create your own DIY planner if you don't have a happy planner. But that being said, we're going to take our happy planner and begin punching our guide. You're going to start off by taking your Dollar Tree chopping mat, cutting it to size. All I did was keep this piece from the front of the planner, which is the size that I'm always going to need, so I'm going to always hold on to that as a guide. This one is about 7.5 inches long, and we're going to cut our chopping mats to 7.5 inches long. We're going to need 2 strips. Remember when using the chopping mat that you hold your ruler down firmly so your ruler doesn't slide around because it is plastic to plastic. And cut thin hairline cuts into your plastic with your blade. You don't want to cut too hard because the plastic's just going to guide your blade and you're going to get a crooked cut. Now I did do wide strips, but I will be cutting them down later. Now I'm going to take a permanent marker and my cut guide or my punch guide and basically just trace the holes for the hole punch. You're going to do this so that whenever you take your Dollar Tree hole punch, you know where to line it up to get even punches. You're going to do this to both strips because you need 1 strip for the front cover, 1 strip for the back cover. P.S. No judging because my nails are jacked up. I got white paint all over them because I have been busting my butt on a ton of client furniture and I have been recording these videos in between doing those furniture pieces. It's been super busy and the entire month of March and April is going to be just extremely busy. So this is as good as it gets when it comes to nail quality and I hope you guys can just look past that and focus on the project, okay? Like, don't pay attention to the nails. Anyway, all we did was take our Dollar Tree hole punch and punch our holes. Now we are going to take our scissors and cut a slit into the center of the hole. You don't want the slit to be any wider than maybe one of the blades from your scissors. The slit is going to be what holds your plastic sheet to your discs and make sure that your cover stays in place. I repeat these steps over and over and over, and I've showed you guys these same steps since the beginning of time when I first created Dollar Tree planner things using the Dollar Tree chopping mats. So we're going to do this for the front and the back cover. Every time I create one of these strips, I like to pop it onto the planner to make sure that whatever I'm using it for will be held in place. So you want to make sure that it's nice and snug on your discs. Next, we're going to begin cutting our cosmetic bags so that we can put our strips into them. What you want to do is line your strip up to the side of the planner that is going to be on the inside of your cover, not the outside. We want it to be the inside because we want to hide the cut and keep your discs protected. We're going to take our scrap leftover cutting mat and put it inside of your cover. That way when you cut into the inside cover, you don't puncture the other side of the bag. Once you cut your slit, you're going to take your piece and put it in and make sure that it sits where you want it. Don't overcut. You can always modify, just don't overcut because you want it to be snug in place. This is kind of where I start to look at it and decide to trim that plastic chopping mat down just to have enough material to adhere to the inside of the bag, or you could go the full size of the bag and it would just be less noticeable. I didn't like how it was so obvious that the plastic strip went to the center of the bag. So just choose whichever one you want. Make sure that whatever you decide to do, you can adhere it in a nice clean way. So now that I'm going to trim my 2 strips down, I give myself about 1 inch of space to work with for the adhesive to adhere the strip into the bag without messing with or getting too close to the punch holes. I'm going to slide them into place and see how that looks, and I decide that I like it. Whenever you put your plastic strips into these pouches or covers, you want to make sure that there is just the tiniest little lip hanging outside of the edge of your cover. The reason you want to do that is because you don't want your discs smashed up against the underside of the cover. We're going to repeat the same steps for the other cover. So now we have a front and a back using 2 Dollar Tree holographic cosmetic pouches. Before you make anything permanent, make sure that you put your covers back to back and see that they can line up almost perfectly. It's okay to have a few things that are kind of off, like maybe your slits aren't completely straight and stuff like that. But as long as your hole punches and your strips kind of line up enough to make it even, then you know you are able to move on to the next step. So I'm going to take the Dollar Tree double-sided adhesive and begin adhering my pieces together. You will need washi tape or something to hold your plastic strip in place. This holographic cosmetic bag is very slippery when it comes to a plastic on plastic, so you do need to hold it in place. Otherwise, you will get a crooked piece adhered in there. And once this tape touches this holographic bag, guys, it is stuck. So it's going to be very hard to rearrange or adjust anything. So you need to be careful. Unless you're willing to go through with 90% alcohol, clean the whole thing down, and start over again, be careful. Tape your pieces down. I cannot stress that enough. How do I know? Because I destroyed one bag in the trial of this process. There's always something going on before the content that I actually bring to you so that I know what not to do. Once you have your piece in place, stick it down and then do the other side. You want to do both sides of this plastic strip so that you don't have an opening on the edge of your pouch. This is what creates the pocket form so that your cover is functional and it's able to hold things inside without them spilling on the outside. As you complete pieces, make sure you give it a test run by putting it into your planner and making sure that everything works well before you move on to the next piece so that you know if you need to modify any of the steps or any of the material that you're using. But for now, this one worked out just fine. So we're going to go ahead and rinse and repeat and do the same steps for the next pouch. Again, warning, make sure you have everything right before you start to adhere it down with the double-sided tape. It is no joke. Alrighty guys, so now we have a fully functional front and back cover. Both of them have a nice full-size pocket where you could store your pins, flat washi, your cards, photos, receipts, whatever you want, so that you could use this on an everyday basis. But if you wanted to convert it into a crossbody, you're going to need something to hold the planner closed, and that is why we have this little cosmetic kit. I wanted this plastic strip from that kit because we need to keep the planner shut whenever you make it into a crossbody. If not, it'll fling open, everything will fall out. So what we're going to do is take that plastic strip and we're going to adhere it on the inside of the covers. I was trying to figure out a good way to do this without making it look kind of junky. So what I'm going to do is take the plastic strip, and I'm going to be using the Dollar Tree adhesive glue dots that they have in the party section for hanging balloons from the ceiling. These are freaking magical. If there was ever anything you could find and like hoard, this is it. So we're going to take that strip with the glue dots and put it on the inside of the back cover so that it looks nice and clean. Those glue dots are so transparent and it's awesome. Now, there's always a few things to keep in mind when you are trying to create a closure for a planner. Number one, you always have to consider the material that you're using. If you are a chunky planner kind of girl, then you always need to make sure that you factor in growth or expansion. So use an elastic. But if you're not going to have something that is elastic, like we're not in this project, we're actually going to be using the Dollar Tree Velcro rounds. They have these in the craft section. They have some in the tool section. What we're going to do is put 2 Velcro rounds on the inside of the front cover. And we're only going to put 1 on the plastic strap that we're going to use to close the planner. That plastic strap is going to adhere to whichever one you need. If you have a chunky planner day, you can adhere it to the one that is further out, giving you more room inside your planner. And if you're not, then you can just adhere it to the first one and it'll keep it nice and snug. Okay guys, so that is pretty much it for this Dollar Tree DIY holographic planner cover that you can convert into a crossbody if you decided to by watching the other video that I posted recently. If you did enjoy, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Comment, let me know what tutorial is your favorite between this one or the crossbody, or if you like them both. Share this video with people that you know want some creative planner ideas as well so we can make our community grow. It's taken many years to get to this point, and I kind of feel like we're long overdue for a growth spurt. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, also the notification bell on your way out to be notified of new videos whenever I do post. You can follow me on my social medias for real-time life updates, things that I'm doing, and trailers for new projects that I have coming out at anything #BatesHouse. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at the Bates House as well. For now, guys, that's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!